The Israeli death toll has risen to 250 as Hamas's Operation Al-Aqsa Storm rages on.
At least 232 Palestinians have been martyred and 1,610 wounded in the Gaza Strip in Tel Avivi's retaliatory airstrikes. Earlier, quoting Israel's health ministry, N12 News said the ongoing Hamas attack claimed the lives of at least 200 Israelis and left more than 1,100 wounded. The latest figures from Israeli media reports suggested that at least 1,452 people sought medical assistance, with 18 in a critical condition. Another 267 people were described as severe. The Palestinian Health Ministry said up until 4:20 p.m. there were 232 martyrs and 1,610 wounded with different injuries in the conflict. Palestinians across the world and the country are celebrating the highly coordinated assault, which totally blindsided Tel Aviv, proving to be historically successful for the resistance. Lior Hayat, the spokesperson of the Israeli Foreign Ministry, was quoted in the Al Arabiya English report as saying that Israel was a nation in shock by the murders, the attacks after civilians were targeted in Hamas military operation. Meanwhile, Israel's army said it was fighting Gaza fighters who entered Israel by land, sea, and air using paragliders after a barrage of rockets was fired at Israel from the Palestinian enclave. Right now we're fighting. We're fighting in certain locations around the Gaza Strip. Our forces are now fighting on the ground in Israel, he added. Hecht confirmed there are casualties but would not be drawn on details, nor discuss reports that multiple Israelis had been captured by Palestinian fighters. Thousands of military reservists are set to be drawn up for Gaza, as well as northern Israel, near foes Lebanon and Syria, and the occupied West Bank. Palestinian President Mahmoud Abbas in a statement said, his people have the right to defend themselves against the terror of settlers and occupation troops. Earlier, Hamas commandos attacked southern Israel after firing over 5,000 rockets at the settlers from the Gaza Strip, which was later followed by heavy infiltration of armed freedom fighters into the oppressive Jewish state. The Al Jazeera's correspondent said the unprecedented attack has left Israelis in tremendous shock. This took a lot of planning, strategizing from Hamas, he noted. Soon after the massive surprise attack, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu declared war against Palestine, saying that Hamas had made a grave mistake. The attack marked an unprecedented infiltration by an unknown number of Hamas gunmen into Israel from Gaza and one of the most serious escalations in the Israeli-Palestinian conflict in years, Reuters reported. Israel's police chief said there were 21 active scenes in southern Israel, indicating the extent of the attack. In Gaza, people rushed to buy supplies in anticipation of days of conflict ahead. Some evacuated their homes and headed for shelters. Hamas military commander Mohammed Deif announced the start of the operation in a broadcast on Hamas media, calling on Palestinians everywhere to fight. The last major flare-up between Israel and Hamas was a 10-day war in 2021. Our enemy will pay type of a price which it has never known, Israeli PM Netanyahu said in a video statement, adding that his country is in a war that it will win. Speaking to Israel N12 News by phone from a near Oz, a kibbutz near Gaza, a woman identified as Doran said gunmen had infiltrated her house and tried to open the bomb shelter where she was hiding. They just came in again. Please send help, she said. There are a lot of homes harmed. My husband is holding the door closed. They are firing rounds of bullets. Israeli Defense Minister Gallant said Hamas had launched a war against the state of Israel. Israeli troops are fighting against the enemy at every location, he said. Hamas media displayed videos of what it said were bodies of Israeli soldiers brought into Gaza by fighters, and armed Palestinians inside Israeli homes and touring an Israeli town in jeeps reportedly been driven into Israel by the attackers. Palestinian media also reported that a number of Israelis had been taken captive by fighters, and Hamas media circulated video footage apparently showing a destroyed Israeli tank. The Israeli military was aware of reports of captives, a security source said, but provided no further details. In a briefing with reporters, an Israeli military spokesman declined to comment. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu's office said he would meet top security officials in the coming hours, and Gallant authorized the call-up of reservists. In Gaza, the roar of rocket launches could be heard and residents reported armed clashes along the separation fence with Israel, near the southern town of Khan Yunis, and said they had seen significant movement of armed fighters. Israel's ambulance service said teams had been dispatched to areas in southern Israel near Gaza and residents were warned to stay inside. A group representing military reservists who had planned to refuse to attend training over their objections to the government's plans to overhaul the judiciary called on reservists to report for duty. The Palestinian Islamic Jihad group said its fighters were joining Hamas in the attack. "We are part of this battle, our fighters are side by side with their brothers in the Qassam brigades until victory is achieved," said Islamic Jihad armed wing spokesman Abu Hamza in a post on Telegram. Palestinians in Gaza expressed disbelief at the infiltration into Israel. "It is like a dream. I still can't believe it," said one Gaza shopkeeper. The attack came a day after Israel marked the 50th anniversary of the 1973 war that brought the country to the verge of catastrophic defeat in a surprise attack by Syria and Egypt.